If you keep starting strong and falling off, this is not because you lack discipline. It's because you're still negotiating with an identity you haven't claimed yet. And once you hear this, you won't be able to unhear it. Because disciplined women don't wake up asking how to motivate themselves. Confident women don't ask permission for their moods. And self-led women do not keep renegotiating the same promises every Monday morning. They don't try harder, they decide deeper. And if you've been stuck in the loop of starting, stopping, resetting, restarting, this episode is going to shift how you move immediately. Not by giving you more to do, but by showing you who you already are and how to live like it. Hey friend, quick pause before we get started. If this is the kind of conversation you've been craving, subscribe. This podcast is for women who take themselves seriously, not in a rigid way, but intentionally. And the woman who stays here and the women who stay here are the ones who actually apply what they hear. So subscribe and let's get into it. Welcome back, lovely. Take a breath with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Not because you're overwhelmed, but because you are stepping into clarity. This is not a space where we coddle inconsistency or romanticize burnout. We are done with that. This is a space where women learn how to lead themselves without force, without hype, and without self-betrayal. So if you are here because you are tired of starting over, but feeling like you never really get far, if you're done with the motivational highs that don't last, if you know there's a steadier, more powerful way to move, friend, you are home. Today, we're talking about the one habit that makes all the others inevitable. That is identity. Here's the truth I want to set free in your body. Trying is not a stepping stone, it's a strain. It's effort with tension, movement with doubt still attached, action that keeps checking over its shoulder. You know the kind. And listen, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're powerful and moving without letting yourself fully land. Trying is not growth or commitment. Trying is what happens when the decision is still pending. And this shows up everywhere. At work, it looks like being brilliant when the pressure is on, then stalling when no one's watching. Overthinking emails instead of trusting your own knowledge and authority. Waiting to feel confident before speaking. And let's not forget, it's in love and relationships too. Saying you want consistency, but then responding to inconsistency anyway. You know them late night, hey, big head text. No, sir. Absolutely not. It's explaining your boundaries instead of living them. Staying in situationships longer than your standards allow. In your daily life, it's hitting snooze, even though you promised yourself you wouldn't. It's restarting routines every Monday. It's negotiating with yourself instead of leading yourself. Because when you say, I'm trying to be disciplined, I'm trying to be consistent, I'm trying to become her, what you're really communicating energetically is I'm still gripping this. I've still got the Vulcan neck grip on this, honey. I'm still pushing. I'm still efforting my way into alignment. And you can manifest from that place. But is that how you really want to live? Do you want your life built on force? Or do you want it built on flow, surprise, and delight? Now, here's the upgrade. You are not trying, you are doing. You are choosing, you're showing up. You are becoming predictable to yourself. And when the energy shifts from trying to deciding, manifestation stops feeling like work and starts feeling like confirmation. That's when discipline gets lighter. That's when consistency gets calm. That's when your life starts catching up to the woman you already are. Here's the part that should relieve you. You are not failing because you lack willpower. You're exhausted because you've been using willpower to compensate for unclear identity. Willpower is short term. Identity is structural. When identity is vague, you need motivation to begin, emotion to continue, and guilt to restart. But when identity is clear, something shifts. You stop asking, do I feel like this today? And you start asking, what does a woman like me do here? That question, it's calm, grounded. It removes the drama. A woman who sees herself as disciplined doesn't need a pep talk to follow through. A woman who knows she's self-led doesn't ask her mood for permission. That's not pressure, that's peace. So as you listen today, notice where you're understanding the pattern or realizing you're ready to move beyond it. If that moment hits, I'll tell you exactly where to go when we get there. Now, this one is subtle, so stay with me. Many women don't realize they've handed their identity over to all of the roles that they play. We see this in how we describe ourselves when we first meet someone. When we introduce ourselves to someone, it's like we're giving our Instagram bio. I'm a wife, mom, and this is what I do for work. Identity could be handed over to achievements, productivity, relationships, praise, and even survival roles. So when the goal shifts, when the season changes, when the validation gets quiet, they feel untethered. But identity that's borrowed will always feel unstable. Identity that's chosen becomes home. This is why habits collapse in quiet seasons. Because without urgency, without chaos, without external pressure, all of the things we've learned how to operate phenomenally in, by the way, you're then left with the truth. Who am I when no one is watching? That is the woman who's already running your life. As wonderful as the roles are that you play in your life, you are a person. You are a human. You are so much more than just the titles of the roles you serve in. You're highly intelligent. You're sweet, funny. You have amazing energy and great to be around. What other words would you really use to describe the woman that you are? Because identity is about more than just titles and all of the flashing lights that come with achievements. Identity is who you are, friend, and that's just as beautiful as all of the ways that you show up in your life. Main character energy lives here because identity is not a vibe. It's not a cute vision board. It's not something you're manifesting. Identity is a private standard. This is who I am, and this is how I move. Scripture says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Not as he hopes, not as he plans, as he is. When your actions line up with that internal knowing, confidence gets quiet because your power gets calmer and life starts responding differently. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally congruent in alignment with who you truly are. Ooh, friend, if you are listening to this and realizing you understand your patterns, but you're still not moving forward, that tells me something important. You are past awareness. At this stage, more insight won't create change, momentum will. The main character momentum builder exists for this exact moment. For women who are done circling and ready to move forward with self-trust, not force. You'll find it linked in the show notes. Now, this is where we stop talking about it and start living from it, because awareness without action keeps you circling, and you're not here to circle, okay? So I want to give you something simple, grounded, and powerful, not another concept, not another theory, but a way to move that reinforces who you already are. You know it. We love it. The self-love two-step. This one is the self-standard shift, because this is not about proving worth. This is about reinforcing truth. Step 1, claim the identity. Before you do anything, ask yourself, who am I no longer negotiating with? And choose one. It could be, I am a woman who follows through. I am disciplined with my energy. I respect my time and my word. No performance, no hype, just a clean internal decision. And step 2, collect the evidence. Within the next 24 hours, take one aligned action from that identity, not to prove anything, not to convince yourself, but to give your nervous system evidence that this is already who you are. Evidence builds trust. Trust stabilizes identity, and identity removes the friction. This is how change becomes permanent. Now, let me pour into you real quick. Listen closely, friend. You are not inconsistent. You are done negotiating. You are not undisciplined. You are done outsourcing authority. You are not behind. You are deciding now. Once you stop asking for permission from your moods, the moment you stop debating with yourself, your life will respond quietly, steadily, undeniably. You are a powerful woman. You were just never taught to lead yourself from identity instead of emotion. You don't need more healing or motivation. You need decision, and you are ready. Remember, trying keeps the door cracked open. It gives you an easy out, but identity closes it, not aggressively or dramatically, just decisively. You don't force change, you reinforce truth. She doesn't chase consistency. She lives from who she is. Main characters don't wait to become. They decide and then move. So decide first, move second, and let life catch up. Identity first, and everything else flows. Alignment isn't effort. It's agreement with who you already are. So before you move on with your day, I want you to do one thing. Choose the identity you are no longer negotiating with. And then take aligned action within the next 24 hours. Not to prove anything, just to reinforce what's already true. And when you feel that quick click inside, that moment when you move differently, let this episode be the one that you remember, because that's how change actually sticks. Ooh, friend, if this podcast has become part of how you lead yourself, I'd love for you to leave a 5-star review, not as a favor, but as a signal. Reviews help this message reach women who are ready for this level of conversation. And if you are here, you already know how powerful it is when the right words find you at the right time. Until next time, remember, you don't rise to your goals, you rise to your self-standard, and you already know who you are. Around here, we don't settle, we shine. All because together we can encourage over everything.